5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
All right, people, what up? What's going on? What's poppin'?
Yeah.
You have tuned into The Bad Boy Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. Miles, what's good? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Just out here getting it, man. What's going on with you?
I'm chilling, man. Just, I'm trying to make this world a better place, man. You know what I'm saying? So today's topic, we're going to be talking about women you shouldn't date, okay? Because there's a lot of chicks you need to just leave alone, man. You just got to, let them figure their shit out, and they're just, they're not ready to date at this time. You feel what I'm saying? They're not done. You need to stick them back in the oven. They're not done yet. You feel what I'm saying? So those chicks, you gotta just leave the fuck alone. But listen, before we get into all that, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get into some news. You guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.
Master the game and join dating and life coach Mr. Locario live in New York City on Saturday, March 25th in Times Square for the Bad Boy Seminar. Mr. Locario has some exclusive realistic approaches to the dating game that will help you be successful with women. Purchase your tickets at MrLocario.com. Space is extremely limited, so pick up your tickets today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com.
All right, people, we are back. We are back on The Bad Boy Show. And man, some things been happening in the news, man. Some shit. Some stuff. Okay.
Hey,
so
I just thought about something.
Right.
You I just thought about.
What?
You ever notice how back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, it was, hey girl, right?
Right.
It was like an R&B nigga talking to a girl on the song, like, hey girl, I love you, and da-da-da-da,
Right.
But now in 2017, it's, hey girl.
That's gay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when was the last time you heard an R&B song? Like,
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Girl, like, oh shit.
The only nigga that's sort of doing R&B is like Drake, if that much. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, exactly, right? It's fucking crazy. Anyway.
And Drake dropped his new quote unquote playlist, which is called More Life. I just heard it last night. It was decent. It was better than his last album, actually. But Drake is in the sunken place right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this nigga. Like, cause you know what I'm saying? Cause I remember back when Drake first came out, like I looked forward to a Drake verse. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like his verses was dope. Like he was just singing some tight shit and he just like, you know what I mean? And now it's like, it's okay. It's like he's trying to fit in with the whack niggas. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so his music is kind of like, and then he has a lot of those like, he has a lot of like Afrobeat dance hall type of shit on his new shit. And like when you hear Drake sing, like, cause Drake, he's not bad, but he's not good. You understand what I'm saying? As a singer.
Right.
So it sounds like you're hearing someone sing karaoke. You feel what I'm saying? Like his songs sound like reference tracks that he was supposed to give somebody else that know how to sing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
Like That's how his singing song sound. But
you know what the fucked part about that is?
right,
Is that that's a lot of that is what makes this shit sellable. Because
right,
everybody could sing it and sound all right singing it, because
right,
Drake himself, he's not a great singer, but he sounds all right.
Right.
Over the track. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what makes it sellable. Because the crazy part about Drake is that he's not a singer, but he has a smooth voice.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he has a smooth voice and he understands music, and that's all they really care about. So it's like
Right.
anybody could fucking listen to his shit and sound good, like you said, just like karaoke.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can check that shit out on Spotify. That's what I like about Spotify. They just be having everything. You feel what I'm saying? Like you could just listen to shit. It's like fucking crazy. But anyway, so in the news, it was this crazy shit that's been going on for the past, week or so, where Snoop Dogg came out with a song. I think the song was called Lavender or something like that. And he in the video, he has, a whole bunch of people depicted as clowns and shit. And he had Donald Trump, looking like a clown. He had the clown face. And so in the video, he mocks, shoots Donald Trump. He has one of those guns that, those clown guns where you pull the trigger and it says bang. It has that little like flag on it that says bang or whatever. So,
right.
Everybody was getting all crazy like, oh my God, Snoop should be arrested. How could you do that? And so T.I. and Bow Wow sort of came to the defense of, Snoop Dogg. You understand what I'm saying? And so,
right.
What happened was that, T.I. was like, going in on Donald Trump, talking about, oh, don't be coming at our legends and shit. And then, Bow Wow was talking about, he wrote a tweet saying like, yo, you need to, watch yourself because we're going to pimp your wife out and all this other stuff. So it was just a lot of crazy back and forth, Twitter beef between, Donald Trump and the rappers. Cause Donald Trump, he basically was saying, he tweeted like something like, if somebody, if somebody did this to Obama, it would be outrage and, there would be jail time and all this other craziness. So it's just like, I don't know. I'm like, this shit is goofy. I'm like, it's just, funny to me how all that shit like goes down. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't know what the fuck is the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird. And then the shit gets weirder because, the other day on Fox News, there was this host, she was basically saying that the Secret Service should kill Bow Wow, over the tweets about the president. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
wow.
I'm just like, God damn. I'm like, God damn.
About the president.
Right. So they say, she was like, cause it was funny cause in the fucking, Fox show, it was a whole bunch of those goofy ass, those Fox correspondent people or whatever, and they were like, I can't believe he would say that, and this is disgusting, and yada yada yada. I'm just like, oh my God, like that's crazy. But anyway, so in other news, there was a fucking pregnant model who did a photo shoot near some train tracks, and then she ended up dying because she got hit by the train. Right? So what happened was she was posing for the pictures, and then they, I guess they heard the train coming. So then she moved to the other side of the tracks, but then she didn't see that there was a train coming from the other side of the tracks. So when she went to the other side of the tracks, like the train hit her or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So that's crazy. So, I mean, Miles, you're a photographer. What's your thoughts on this? Taking photo shoots in the train tracks.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Like my thoughts on that is that's why you gotta have insurance. You gotta have insurance for your photo shoots. And
right.
Number two, if you doing a lot of times if you're doing outdoor photo shoots, especially in places like train tracks or anything like that, you need the photographer, you need the model, but you also need like 2 or 3 other people to kind of like be aware of the environment.
Right, right.
You have the photographer. If most of the time he's going to be looking through the little holes. the little viewfinder hole of the camera.
Right,
so
right.
He's not really seeing everything that's going on. Plus, he's concentrating on trying to get the best picture. The model is concentrating on trying to pose. So she's like into the connection between her and the photographer. So that's why you need that third and or fourth person to kind of be aware of the environment and make sure that everything is safe. You know, so you definitely gotta be more safe when you doing stuff outdoors. That's why when me and you doing shit, always need you to come out with me and help me out with that shit. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause somebody got to be aware of what's going on. Pretty much. So it shouldn't happen to nobody, but especially during the photo shoot. Like that's my thing. So
right.
I feel I don't.
That's crazy. That shit is crazy. I'm like, damn. That shit just happens at any moment, man. You never know. You got to,
Oh yeah, niggas die every day, B.
Exactly. So that shit is wild, man. So it's fucked up, man. And in other news though, this story is fucking crazy. I was like, this is wild. So there's a 19-year-old chick who raped of this 14-year-old dude, this 14-year-old guy, and this guy ended up, getting her pregnant. So now this 14-year-old kid is her baby daddy, and she made a porno video with him. Okay? So this chick is a savage. So she fucking got with this 14-year-old boy, whatever, and was messing around with him. She gets pregnant by him. And on top of that, all of that, she makes a porno video. She was like, I was filming him on her iPhone or whatever while he was doing it or some shit. So she got charged with all that shit. She got charged with, child pornography, fucking with a minor, all of that shit. I'm just like, God damn. And she's pregnant with the motherfucking kid. I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking to today's topic, that's probably the type of woman that you shouldn't date.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, yo, and the thing is, I was, I'm wondering, like, is this kid gonna have to pay child support? You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
like that's what I'm like. Is that what's gonna happen? Because it might. That might be the thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because like, how does that even work? I don't understand. Like, what's the situation with that? That's crazy.
But if the court is fucked up like that, by the time he's 18, he's gonna owe at least 3 years in back child support.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. Because they're probably going to be like, well, since you're not 18 yet, you don't have to pay. But once he becomes 18, the child will already have been about 3 years old.
Right. So they're just going to accumulate all that shit, and then he's going to have to fucking pay for that shit. Damn, man.
How the fuck his life is over before it even begins?
Right. That's crazy.
Damn. He ain't even turned 18 yet. Do you see what a bitch will do?
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking... Because I'm not even mad at the kid, So I'm not getting on him, but I'm saying, do you understand what can happen when you're not like steadfast in your purpose? Right,
exactly.
And that's the truth about like dealing with bitches and relationships and shit. If you're not really like in your purpose, and you don't know what your purpose is, you shouldn't really be fucking with broad yet. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's an example right there. He's a 14-year-old kid. Of course he don't know what his purpose is yet exactly, and I understand that. But he got caught up into dealing with an evil succubus of a female.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's fucked up. I'm like, God damn, man, that's some crazy shit. And it's crazy because you hear a lot of these stories where like you hear like a lot of these older women who fuck with these younger dudes, especially with like the teachers fucking with the younger cats and all that other shit. And it's just like, damn, like imagine, because it's one thing to, you fucking around, but then another thing, like you get this chick pregnant, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's a whole nother level of shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, man, like that shit's terrible, man. So and this is why dudes need to learn the game. Like I feel like motherfuckers need to start learning the game at 10 years old. Like you got to teach these motherfuckers, like, listen, watch out for these women, son. You feel what I'm saying? Like at 10, let them niggas know, like let them know what it is. Cause I'm like, this shit is crazy. You feel me? But anyway, so we're going to take a subscriber email real quick and, I'm going to read this. So this one says, my question is, should men pay on dates with women? My reason for this question is because I feel like I shouldn't have to waste my money on someone I don't fully know yet. And if things go good with the girl and I get into a relationship with her, money should be a mutual thing it should be a mutual thing to each other when going out on dates. But if she feels entitled for the man to pay for her, I feel like she is only looking for one thing, a guy with a lot of money, and not looking for a guy with value, or not looking at the guy for who he really is. And she only puts out only if the guy pays for her on dates. To me, that seems like a form of prostitution. Just wanted to get your opinion on that because I wanted a woman who wants me for me, not for what I have. All right, so basically, you're asking like, should you pay on the dates, or why do you got to pay on the dates and all this other stuff? See, the thing about dating, man, and when you're dealing with these women, you got to figure out what you want to do in the situation. So a lot of times when you go on dates, you don't really even need to go on a date where you got to pay for shit. You could do a lot of free shit. You understand? But it depends on how you orchestrate the situation. You feel what I'm saying? So you could tell a chick, yo, there's this museum, come meet me at the museum. Y'all chill at the museum. Y'all walk around, y'all talk, you look at the shit. And then after that, you bounce. You feel what I'm saying? Because the thing with first dates also is that first dates are really just to sort of feel the shit out in most cases. You feel what I'm saying? So you could go on a first date with a chick for like an hour. You feel what I'm saying? And then keep it fucking moving. Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, you could keep that shit moving. So either you could go on a free date, orchestrate it in that way, or if you want to be able to have her put in something, which I usually like to do, is you create the situation in a way where you, let her know she need to put in something. So a lot of times I'll go on a date with a chick and I'll take her to go get drinks. And so I'll just say, hey, I'm gonna get the first round, you get the second round. You feel what I'm saying? And so it creates a situation where she's not just the type of chick who's sort of with you just for your money. And then also you get to see her reaction off of that, because let's say you say that and then she got this little look on her face like, oh, this nigga want me to buy the drinks too. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what type of chick you're dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? And then so if she's not really down with that, you can see that from jump, and then you can end the date fucking early and be like, all right, well, peace out. You feel what I'm saying? So you don't waste any more time and energy dealing with a chick like that. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Or, what you could do is, like, let's say if you're gonna spend some money anyway, then just make it something real cheap. Like go to get some coffee. You understand what I'm saying? You pay for some coffee for you and her. That shit probably costs like $6. You know what I'm saying? Like total. You sit there for 45 minutes, talk to her, see how she is, and then you bounce. You feel what I'm saying? And you see if she's worth, seeing on another date. You feel what I'm saying? And so the problem with dating a lot of times is, unfortunately, the way that the, society is set up and orchestrated, right? You have a lot of times where when you go on dates with women, they have some sort of expectation already that you're supposed to pay for everything. You understand what I'm saying? And so with that expectation, if if you're not paying for something, or if you are, I guess like, let's say you are paying for something, but you seem like you don't want to do it, or you seem like it's an issue, then she's going to be like, oh, this guy is cheap and blah, 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 and all this other goofy shit. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times you're going to be in a situation where, you'll be dealing with a woman, and then your reaction to having to pay in a situation is the thing that might make the shit go left. You understand what I'm saying? So what I always say is you have to sort of prepare what you're going to do beforehand, so that while you're on the date, everything sort of runs smoothly. Because when you're on a date with a chick, and let's say you go to the movies or some shit, and you pay for the tickets and then you also pay for the popcorn and all this other stuff, and then you feeling sort of bad about it, like, damn, I'm paying for all of this shit, blah, 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 I gotta pay for all this, that energy is gonna come out in the situation, in the date. You feel what I'm saying? And then so
right.
the woman's gonna look at you like, damn, like, why is this such an issue? And, why you being so cheap and blah, blah, blah. That's going to be her attitude. So even if she liked you, even if she was feeling you, that, feeling of seeing you, in that sort of situation is going to give her the impression that this is an issue for you. And then that's going to make her not really be feeling you. So all you need to do is really orchestrate the situation so that none of, the situations you're in when you're dating basically are going to seem like an issue to the girl when you're interacting with her. You understand? Because everything is about the energy. You feel what I mean? And also, too, always tell guys when they go on dates is that, you got to do shit that you want to do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't do shit to impress her. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna take this girl here because I think she would like this. Nah, take her to a place that you probably go all the time that you like. You understand? Like, you probably know some of the people there or whatever. Like, let's say you go to like a bar that or whatever. Go to take her there. You understand what I'm saying? So even if the date is whack, you're at least doing something that you sort of wanted to do. You feel what I'm saying? It always should be the girl is, coming along for the ride with you. You feel what I'm saying? So that,
right.
It's not really, a big thing. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as the money goes, it's really all about how you orchestrate the shit. Because me, what I do is, I basically try to keep that shit under like $10 as far as if I'm paying anything for her. So if I go into a bar with a chick and I get a drink, the only thing I'm paying as far as her is $10, and I'm making sure she's paying for another drink for me. Sometimes I go on dates and the chick, she'll pay for the whole shit. You feel what I'm saying? I've had times where I went out with a chick and, like, I don't necessarily drink liquor, so I'll get like a cranberry juice or whatever, and then she'll get some shit. And like, I remember she paid for the whole thing. You understand? So she's like, oh no, I got this. Don't worry about it. You only got cranberry. I got this. I got that. I'll get it, whatever. And so sometimes chicks will do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just all how you put it together. If you put it together in a certain way, it'll give you a way to see if this chick is on some selfish shit. It'll give you a way to see if this chick is on some entitled shit. It'll give you a way to see if the chick really likes you by going on, a free date or a super cheap date. You feel what I'm saying? Because the point of the date is for you to sort of feel her out, get to know her, for her to get to know you. So you sort of want to put the money issue as like a background thing. Like, it's not even a thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because once it becomes that thing, that can sort of ruin the date. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to, orchestrate that shit in a proper way. You feel what I mean? So,
I just want to add to that. I'm feeling my mans in them. Like,
right.
I know a lot of times I be going in on these dudes that send in these the subscriber emails.
Right.
But I just want to point out that this guy, he seems to have a good bad boy mentality going on, because I don't feel like a chick should be entitled. I want her to like her. I want her to like me for me. I don't think I necessarily have to pay. That's good. That's a good mentality to have. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And even though he has the mentality, like, he's still inquisitive enough to try to make sure that there's no part of the game that he's missing. And
right.
And that's important too, because it's like, no matter how much you think you know about the game, there's always more to learn. You see what I'm saying? Pretty much. So I just want to give homie, a little bit of props and shit, because he's on the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. No, it's true. And see, and that's especially with the whole dating thing, that's the thing that's, always tricky, because you got so many dudes out there who, you go on all these dates and then you never hear from the chick again. So it's actually really important to, basically make sure that you're not spending a lot of money. Also make sure to see if the chick is willing to put in something, because that shows something about her character. So it's like a lot of stuff. It's almost like you got to do a lot of investigating on that first date. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of chicks out there, and I've heard, like, I was listening to some other show the other day, and they were talking about dating, whatever, and these chicks was like,
oh, you know, these guys think that just because they take you out for a meal that you owe them something. I don't owe them nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's their mentality. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I'm saying, like, when you taking these chicks out, you dealing with these chicks, you gotta make sure that shit is on some minimal shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like minimal, like shit you putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because you going all out and then this chick is like, oh, well, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Or she going back to fuck that other dude that she been fucking with and you just took her to dinner. And that's another thing. No dinner dates for first dates ever. Just don't do that shit. None. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't ever do no fucking dinner date for no first date. None of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, hell fucking no.
If y'all going to some place that's like a restaurant, tell that bitch to eat before she come out.
Right, for real.
Like, yo, remember, you probably want to eat something before you meet me.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just getting drinks.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't be
afraid to tell these bitches what it is either.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta understand from the beginning what it is and who you are. Like,
right.
Don't be letting them dictate shit. And cause I had a situation. A bitch tried to tell me which restaurant she wanted to go to.
Right.
And the fucking date just didn't happen.
Right.
So I said, meet me here at 8 or whatever it was, and da-da-da-da. And she was on some, but I don't like that place. And I'm like, I'm supposed to give a fuck what you like?
Right.
Exactly. No, this is the place I chose. Like, you don't control where we go and all that shit.
Right.
I'm going asking you out.
Right.
You're asking me out.
Right. So
I'm
exactly.
the one that stepped to you, got your number. You know, you looked at me and realized that you like what you see or whatever it was and gave me a number. Now I'm telling you where to meet me because I'm the one asking you out. I didn't ask you where the fuck you wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to dictate the situation. And like Mr. Locario said, create the situation so you can get an idea of the character of the broad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of none of that shit because, again, the mentality is about abundance. If one chick don't work out, there's a million others.
Right. And on top of that, again, that's an indication of her character. The fact that you said, "Yo, meet me here," and then she's like, "Oh, I don't want it there." Blah, blah. It's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." Then you feel what I'm saying? Like you already being uncooperative. You feel what I'm saying? And so that shows right there, like, you know, because I know a lot of guys, that's happened to me before too, where, you know, I'll say, yo, let's do this, and we're gonna do that, and then she's like, oh, but can we just do this other thing because I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? It's like, and that shit, you know, it just annoys me from the jump, and I'm just like, all right, she's gonna be on some bullshit. You feel me? So either this ain't gonna happen, or she gonna do what we say we gonna do, and that's that. Because the fact that you had to go and approach her, or, you know, talk to her, create the actual date, and then now she wants to be dictating where you go in. Hell no. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, that ain't working. You feel me? So you just got to see what it is. You feel me? So anyway, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to get into the topic. We're going to be talking about women you shouldn't date. All right. So you guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com. Are you an actor who needs headshots? Do you have an event or a wedding coming up and you need a photographer? If you do, make sure you go to PavionPhoto.com. Pavion is a professional photographer who will supply you with high-quality video and photography services for any event. Contact him at PavionPhoto.com. That's PAVION Photo.com. PavionPhoto.com. All right, we are back on The Bad Boy Show. Okay. Yeah, man. So we're talking about women you shouldn't date, okay? Because you got to understand, every chick is, you can't date them all. You can't fuck around with certain women because certain women are not worth fucking with. You gotta understand that. Just because a chick is cute, that doesn't mean you need to fuck with her. Doesn't mean you need to be with her. Doesn't mean you need to keep calling her, try to set up dates or whatever, or, deal with her shit. If she's on some bullshit, you got to keep that shit moving. You feel what I'm saying? But, we got a list of certain types of women here that you shouldn't date, right? And so the first on the list I have is you should not date a woman who claims she's a feminist, okay? That shit is going to give you a fucking headache. It's terrible. It's like it's terrible, and in some cases it's dangerous. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, women who claim they're feminists, and especially those extreme feminists, because you got I would say that you got two different types of feminists. You got the ones who sort of just say they're feminists because it's cool to say. You feel what I'm saying? Those ones aren't so bad because they just going with the bandwagon. They not really on some feminism shit. They just sort of like to say it because it's cool. You feel what I mean? But they don't know what the fuck they talking about. They're not really down with the whole movement and all that other shit. They just say, oh yeah, I'm a feminist. I believe. They just say that shit. They're not really into it. Then you got the extreme feminist where, they're just, all about that bullshit where it's like, oh, all you men are terrible. And, they say, oh, it's about equality, but it's really about, shitting on men and praising women. Like that's, those type of feminists. You understand? So the first type is not so bad. You understand? Like you can sort of, like deal with her in a certain capacity. Like you could hit it and do all the other stuff. But the second type, that's on that extreme shit. You understand? It's going to be a lot of headache and turmoil and arguments and a lot of bullshit dealing with them. You understand? Because a lot of times those type of girls, their main thing or their main objective with you is not to really get with you, but to basically, get one over on you. Like they're always trying to one up you in all situations. You feel what I'm saying? Like you trying to even get with them is offensive in some sort of way. You understand what I'm saying? You trying to, holler at them is oppressive. You trying to fuck them with your penis is oppressive because you're entering her and you are violently stroking her vagina. You understand? With your oppressive male member. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what you're doing. You're evil. You understand?
You're thrusting your manhood and penetrating her with force.
Exactly.
You're imposing your manhood into her space and all this shit.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man.
And these type of chicks, they'll love to give you a lecture on how evil you are as a man. You feel what I'm saying? Those are it's just that type of energy. So what happens is that you're always going to constantly be like in competition with this woman. Like she's always competing with you. You understand? Because your mere presence is it's like her being a woman, right? She wants the attention from you because she still wants dick. You understand? But there's a conflict there because she wants the dick, but she also feels like the dick is offensive. You understand? So therefore it creates this inner conflict within her, which makes her act fucking crazy. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. That's baseline schizophrenia right there.
Exactly. You feel what I mean? So when you're dealing with this type of chick, you understand it's going to be drama. It's going to be conflict. It's going to be issues. And on top of that, a lot of these feminists out here, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real, right? The real dedicated, the real ones, like the real feminist type of chicks. Most of them ain't even that good looking. Let's keep it real. Those are the ones that be complaining about street harassment and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And you look at them and you're like, ma'am, who the hell is harassing you in the streets? Seriously, like, who the fuck is doing this? Who is doing this? I want to know. Who the fuck is doing this shit? Because you look at these chicks, because like if you think about the how one of these feminists look like that have that goofy ass. They probably wearing glasses. They're overweight. They got the short haircut. They got some tattoos. Halfway looking like lesbians. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like who's doing this? And they're the ones that be complaining the most. You feel what I'm saying? But then again, you got some chicks who, they're on that feminist stuff, and some of them might be cute, and then so you're gonna be tempted to holler. You feel what I mean? But then when you start talking to them, they start telling you about, you're mansplaining and you're manspreading on the subway, and your toxic masculinity is just all up in my space. It's just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. So those women, you need to avoid. You can't date them. It's just gonna be drama and nonsense all around. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta not date those fucking chicks. But anyway, so the next type of chick you shouldn't date is women who aren't submissive. Okay? Women who are not submissive. Women who look at submissiveness, or even the word submissive is like a curse word to them. It's like, what? Submission? Hell no. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why do I gotta submit? And then they take it to, you're trying to subjugate me. You're trying to oppress me with this submission stuff. Like, when you deal with chicks like that who argue about the fact of being submissive, those women you don't need to be with. In fact, a woman who is submissive doesn't even necessarily see it as her being submissive. It's just sort of her nature. Like, that's just how she is. You feel what I'm saying? And she doesn't see anything wrong with it. You feel what I mean? So if you have to sort of argue with a woman about submission, she's not submissive. You understand what I'm saying? In most cases. So the thing is, a woman who is submissive will automatically be submissive because it's in her nature to be submissive. So you wouldn't even need to talk about the submission because it's going to happen naturally. You know what I'm saying?
You got to understand something about submission. Submission is a privilege.
Mm.
To the woman that understands the importance of submission, submission is a privilege.
Mm.
Submission is only an issue to a female who doesn't understand herself.
Right. Real talk.
So, because you got to understand how important it is to have something to submit to.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, submission for a man is submitting to your purpose.
Right.
Submission for a woman is submitting to a man with a purpose.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So when a woman who understands herself and who understands submission finally finds a man that she can submit to, she is elated. And for my niggas who don't really read like that, elation is another word for happiness. Like, it's like a supreme expression of happiness, meaning it's like she actually has found another milestone in her life to say that she has found a man that she can submit to, so she can begin her journey on that path to fulfilling her true purpose, which is to inspire that man to greatness and to build a family and an empire. You understand what I'm saying?
Real talk.
So when you got issues, when a bitch has issues with submission, she's probably still trying to figure out her own shit. So you just leave her right where she is.
Right.
The only exception to that is if she struggles with submission, but she's curious. And
right.
You have what it takes to upgrade her so she can understand.
Right.
But when she's just totally like combative and she's looking at you all sideways and talking to you all sideways, like, I ain't submitting to no man, and I ain't this and no and this and that and that and this, and she's doing all that strong, independent woman shit, leave that bitch where she stands. Leave her where she stands.
Pretty much.
You got another female who she'd be like, well, I've been doing good all by myself so far, but she still might be intrigued. Like, she still might say, well, I've heard of this idea of submission before. Could you explain it a little bit more? You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Give me an example of what I would be submitting to if I were to submit.
Mm-hmm.
A female like that, you can at least have a conversation with her and let her know what your purpose is and what your plan is, and then she can decide for herself if 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 that's a worthy thing or if that's a worthy program to submit to.
Right.
But those females who can't even have a conversation, you just leave them where they stand. You don't
Real
worry
talk.
about them.
Real fucking talk, man. Real fucking talk. Shit. And so another type of woman that you should not date is women who expect you to pay for everything. All right. So we were just talking about that with the dating shit, right? So,
right.
The thing is that if you dating the chicks, I've been in those situations before where, I dated. I remember this one time, I think I talked about this before, where I went out with this chick. And we went to 3 different bars, right? And I was doing this on purpose because I actually wanted to see, like, if she was actually going, like, to take it this far. You understand? And she actually took it this far. And I was like, wow. Like, she really took it this far. Because I said, we was at the first spot, and I bought a drink. And I wanted to see if she was going to, like, volunteer to pay for the second drink, right? Because usually what I say is, hey, you get the second round. Like, I'll let them know. And then sometimes I'll fall back to see if they're going to volunteer. Because if they volunteer, that shows like she's really trying to make it happen because I didn't need to say anything. You feel what I mean? And so
right.
I fell back and I didn't volunteer. And luckily, the places I went to, the drinks was cheap and shit, right? So we had 2 drinks there. And I paid for the whole shit, right? So then it was still sort of early, and I was like, oh, there's this other spot. Let's go to this other spot, whatever. And she was like, cool, let's go to this other spot. So I'm like, let me see what's going to pop off in this other spot. So we sat down there in the other spot talking, and I'm like waiting to see if she's going to like pull out her purse or anything, blah, blah, blah. So I told the bartender, I said, yo, let me get a water right for right now. And then she ordered the drink. And then when he came to, get the money for the drink, I'm sitting there looking at her. I shit you not. I stared this woman in her fucking eyeball for at least 60 seconds. You feel what I'm saying? At least straight. And I'm just like, and the bartender's sitting there waiting for the payment of the damn drink. He's standing there like, and I'm looking at her and she's looking at me and then she's looking up at the ceiling. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? And I'm like, oh, this bitch is crazy. So I gave him the money for the drink. And then so next thing you know, I was about to end the date there. But then I was like, nah, let me see, let me see if she gonna do it again. Cause we was on our way to the train and there was this other bar and I know the person that works at this bar that was the last bar. So I was like, let me just go up in there, whatever. So I'll go up in there. I see the dude. I know I'm like, yo, what up, blah, blah, blah. I introduce him to the girl, whatever. So we sit down and, I got me a cranberry juice or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And this time I was like, oh, I'm going to get this round and then you're going to get the second round, right? I said it this time. I got that first round, right? And she did not get the second fucking round. You know what she did? She was like, oh, I think it's getting late. I think I should go. I'm like, wow, this is big just trying to duck out on the fucking second round. She spent $0 and she expected me to pay for the whole shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so there's going to be women who are like that. And the thing is, you can't fucking deal with these chicks. You can't date them because they're not doing nothing. They're not bringing anything to the table. They're not, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and what's going to happen is that when you deal with a woman like this, if you keep dealing with her in the long run, she's going to be a liability. You feel what I'm saying? Because her mentality is that she don't got to do shit, but just be there. You feel what I'm saying? So that's not a good thing. You feel what I mean? And so I'm just looking because I could have ended the shit from the first bar, but I was, I be doing little stupid shit like that because I like to experiment. But I'm just like, yo, I was like, this chick really just didn't pay for shit this whole time. I was like, wow, like nothing. So there's going to be women who are like that. You understand what I'm saying? And
man, and she didn't even hint like, oh, keep buying these drinks because I'm going to take you back to my crib.
Right, exactly. No, you know what I mean? Like nothing. And
you know what's terrible? The stare down part. Because you stared her down and she just was like...
Right, exactly. Because I didn't want to say nothing. I wanted her to, like, do it. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, okay, come on, you gotta do this. And then that's why on the third spot, I was like, all right, I'm gonna at least let me say something. So maybe if I say it, she'll do it. And I say it and then she wants to duck out. I'm like, damn, like you really on that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like,
did she fucking, stretch her hand with the fake yawn. Like,
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
get it paid,
Right.
And
And
I'm gonna be at work in the morning.
right. And the funny thing is, I could understand maybe if, let's say, she wasn't feeling me, right, and she was just using me for the drinks or whatever. But we was up there making out, kissing, touching, doing all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like she was, you know what I mean? So it was like, damn, I was like, yo, this chick really just ain't trying to put out no money. And it's so that
You
shit.
know what's sad? You know what's sad too? Probably because she was kissing you and all that dumb shit. She probably thought that was her payment.
Exactly, right. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I can't fuck with this chick like this, man. I was like, I really can't fuck with this chick. I was like, I'm done. I was like, that's crazy. And so, you know, so yeah, you guys got to look out for that. There's going to be chicks who are going to do that. And then what I started doing, I remember where I would go out with a chick and like I would get that, you know, one drink. And sometimes I wouldn't mention her getting the second thing. And then if I noticed that she wasn't going to get the second round, I would end the date right there. I'd be like, yo, you know, well, I got to go. You know, it's nice meeting you, blah, 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 blah. You understand? Because I'm not going to be sitting there paying for all your shit. You feel what I mean? So it's crazy. They got to, you know, bring something to the fucking table. And that goes to the next thing that I have on the list is that the women you shouldn't date is women who can only offer you pussy. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the thing, and that's the thing that guys don't understand. Now, you can smash a chick if all she has to offer you is pussy. Yeah, hit it. You hit it one time and you keep it fucking moving. You feel what I'm saying? But if a chick can only offer you pussy, she's not worth dating. You understand what I'm saying? She's not worth dating at all because you can get pussy from any other chick. You feel what I mean? Like, what else has she got to offer? What else can she do? What other skills does she have? What is she contributing to your life besides giving you a nut? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what? You feel what I mean? And so again, that's the type of chick who's going to be a liability because all she got to offer is pussy. You understand? Like, does she even have any type of connections to hook you up with? You understand what I'm saying? Like if you like video games, she ain't got no video game connect or something. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? Is she doing something else to help you out, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like what is she doing instead of fucking you? Like what? So it's just like, okay, if you want to smash her, you know, once or twice, cool, but you got to keep it moving because the more if you dating this chick. Again, she's the type of chick who's you're probably going to end up spending money on. You feel what I mean? Because you're going out with her, hanging out with her, doing all this shit, but she ain't putting no money up. All she doing is fucking you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you trying to get shit popping in your life as far as your career or, you know, the goals that you got set off and everything, and all she doing is fucking you, it's like she's not doing anything to help you with that. Do you understand what I'm saying? In any type of capacity. You feel what I mean? It's like nothing. So you got to see, like, in any capacity, is she doing something that sort of benefits you in a way? Is she making you a goddamn sandwich? Is she doing something? You know what I mean? Like, what is she doing? And so a lot of you guys think, okay, well, she's fucking me. And it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but so what? You feel what I'm saying? Because at a certain point, it becomes a waste of time if you're dating this woman who only can offer you pussy. You feel what I'm saying? Because you could be dating a woman who is going to offer you pussy and other shit. You feel what I'm saying? So why you just, it's like, come on, man. That's whack. That's fucking whack. And another type of chick you shouldn't date is women who try to hold the pussy for hostage. Okay. These are the women.
That's a pussy terrorist.
Right? Exactly. But that's what we're going to call them, pussy terrorists. Because, yo, those are them chicks who basically you're chilling with them, you're dating them, and they're not trying to give you no parts of the pussy because they want you to wait. They're like, oh, I got to get to know you more. I gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's like all these damn excuses as to why she can't fuck you. You feel what I'm saying? And so you don't need to be dating these chicks because a lot of these chicks are attention whores. A lot of these chicks are using you for attention, for time, for, you know, for your money, whatever it is. And they're just, you know, dangling the pussy around, but they not really trying to do nothing. Those are the type of girls who, you know, they'll come to your house and y'all start making out and shit. Y'all start kissing and all this other dumb shit. And then you trying to get it popping and she's on some, oh, I feel like we should take it slow. And you're like, what? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, so those chicks, you need to just don't indulge in that at all, man. Like, that's that bullshit. Like, see, a lot of these chicks, they're especially if, you know, if they're older, like if you like 19 or 20 and you're dealing with a 19 and a 20-year-old, you're going to probably come across some chicks like that who's like, they just on bullshit because they young and they still like goofy and they don't know what the fuck is going on in life. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you a grown ass man, you 33 years old and you fucking with a 32-year-old and she on that bullshit, like get the entire fuck out of here. Like hell the fucking no. You understand what I'm saying? Like talking about, I don't know. I'm just not, you know, ready right now. Like get the fuck out of here. Like after she done fucked like 50, 60, maybe 80 niggas in her life. And now she got to you talking about she don't think she ready. Like, get out of here with that bullshit. So, you know, if she's holding that pussy for hostage, she's a pussy terrorist. You need to kick that chick to the curb, keep that shit fucking moving. You understand? Now, another woman you shouldn't date is a woman who has multiple kids with different baby fathers. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh.
Oh, man. Man. See, I got a few issues with this. One is, see, this is me personally. I'm just talking about me personally. I gotta say this. I have this thing where when I meet women who have kids, I get nervous because it's like there's so much things going on. It's like you have evidence that you're fertile. And I'm scared of that. I don't want it. I don't want any evidence that you're fertile because now every time I'm smashing, I'm gonna think, damn, like it's probably easy to get this chick pregnant. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that, all that. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like, I remember one time I was dating this chick and she had some sort of issues with her, you know, like she couldn't have kids or it was hard for her to have kids or some shit. And I just loved it. I was like, yes, like I feel comfortable fucking you because it's a slim chance you're going to get pregnant. But when I see you got 2 kids and I'm just like, ugh, I don't know, but that's just me. But anyway, but also, you know, I always say to myself, like, how did this happen? If you meet a woman, she got 3 kids from 3 different niggas. Like, what is that saying though? You feel what I mean? Because now you got to deal with her, you dealing with her kids, and then you're going to have to deal with the baby daddies in some sort of capacity, in some sort of form or fashion. It's just like you dealing with a whole damn community right now. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, like I can't, I'm just like, that's terrible. That's terrible. And then also it just makes me look at her and her decision-making skills like, yo, because this is the thing you got to understand about women. Women know when it's they know when they can get pregnant. You understand? Like they know the most likely time when they're going to get pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? So if she's fucking a dude raw at that time when she knows she's most likely can get pregnant, then she just don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? So
pretty much, yep.
That's just evidence. Like if I see the chick and she got 3 kids, I'm like, I see 3 reasons. There's three pieces of evidence that shows you don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? 3, they right there. You can't even lie. They're right fucking there, bro.
You're mad reckless with your pussy. You're mad reckless with your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Because you know as a woman when you're ovulating. You understand what I'm saying? When you're not ovulating. And then on top of that, you know, you could use condoms. You understand what I'm saying? So you can have sex around the time you're not ovulating and with condoms. Like there's no reason for you to be getting pregnant like that all the time. So it's like you wanted that shit to happen, you were just being careless, didn't give a fuck, and that's what it is. So that's showing sort of like her character in most cases. You feel what I'm saying? So it's one thing if you meet a chick who has like a kid, you understand what I'm saying? Or, you know, let's say even 2 kids. Let's say you meet a chick, she has 2 kids and it's by the same guy and she was married to this guy or been with him for like 5 to 10 years or whatever, and that's, you know, it just didn't work out with the motherfucker. That I could give her a pass. You understand what I'm saying? I could give her a pass. You know, I'm still not going to be like, you know, excited like, oh, she got the kids and all that, but I can give her a pass. You feel what I mean? But, you know, if you got some chick who just got multiple kids, multiple niggas, and it's just like, they, you know, it just seemed janky. I'm like, nah, I can't fuck with it. Can't do it, bro. Can't make it happen. But anyway, you know, that shit is whack. That shit is whack. Now, the last type of woman you shouldn't date is women who are flaky. Okay, we always talk about this shit. We always talk about, and I'm gonna go in depth about how to deal with flaky chicks at the Bad Boy Seminar. So this is why you guys need to make sure you come through, get tickets, because I'm going the fuck in. I'm going to be talking about exactly what to do when you're dealing with flaky chicks, the type of, and the different types of flaky women. And also I'm going to be talking about the type of women or the type of flake you should kick to the curb and the type of flake you can give a second chance to. You understand what I'm saying? Because, yo, chicks who's on that flaky shit, if they are being flakes and they don't fucking, you know, try to do a counter day or an alternative day, you don't fuck with them. If they flake on you at the last minute, you don't fuck with them. If you deal with a chick, because a lot of dudes, they'll deal with chicks who flake multiple times. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like in most cases, if a chick flakes, you shouldn't deal with her at all. It should be like, I'm kicking you to the curb. I'm done. It's a wrap, because your time is valuable. You understand what I'm saying? And so you can't be, you know, dealing with a chick where you see her and you say, hey, let's go out on Friday. And then she hits you up on Friday and then she's like, oh, sorry, can we meet up on Saturday? And you're like, all right, let me check my schedule. Like, all right, I'm cool. I'm there. I'm cool for Saturday. And she hits you up Saturday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Something came up. Can we meet, next week, Wednesday? And then you're like, all right, let's meet Wednesday. And then the Wednesday, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Something like, what the fuck? Like, nah, that's ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't fuck with those women who are on that bullshit. You understand? There's only one time where you're supposed to where you can deal with a chick who flakes and actually turn that around into making some shit happen. And I'm going to talk about that at the seminar. So I'm leaving that as a cliffhanger for you motherfuckers. Okay. So this is why you need to, go and get tickets to the Bad Boy Seminar. And also, you know, if you're not in New York City, when the Bad Boy Seminar comes out, when the video comes out, you guys can get the video if you are on the Bad Boy membership. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why you got to be on the Bad Boy membership to get that exclusive hot shit. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, we're going to go into all of that at the seminar, but definitely, you know, you guys don't fucking deal with all these flaky chicks and all that bullshit. You feel me? So, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Anything else, Miles, you want to say before we get out of here?
Yo, nah, son. You know what I'm saying? Bad Boy membership. You know what I'm saying? MrLocario.com.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
Exactly.
Your purpose.
Exactly. You guys make sure you go to MrLocario.com, get them tickets to the Bad Boy Seminar. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com to become a Bad Boy member. Also go to undeniablegame.com so you can get the free audio program Undeniable Game. And that is pretty much it. We are out of here. All right. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We're gone. Later.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.